know what you want. You want to see the movie.
It wasn't the fact that he was jacking off in public that I was jealous about. It's the fact that this guy was just like, fuck it, this is my life now. He's just sitting down in the bushes, just happy as could be, just jacking that dick off.
And look, I'm not saying that, like, you can't be jealous of that kind of carefree attitude. I'm telling you to not fucking tell people about this.
Well, I have to share it. I saw it. I have to share it with the world.
You actually don't, though.
There's a difference between sharing and saying, God, I want to do that.
Oh, well, it's just me leering over the bushes at him. Hey, man, how do I get on the road?
How do I get in on this jacking it in the bushes?
Do you want to just move over to the side and I'll sit down next to you and we'll just jack off together?
Hey, you got a crystal over there?
Oh man, the JO crystals.
Mm-hmm. You gotta power that crystal with your essential juices.
People know that story now about the elusive Craigslist ad of just looking for a guy to jack off with so we can power this crystal together, right? Mm-hmm. You guys, I miss Craigslist. It used to be an endless well of bullshit, and now it's... What is it now?
Oh, this apricot cider is pretty good.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Well, somebody here didn't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
apricot cider.
I mean...
Go fuck yourself.
Whoa.
It kind of tastes like apple juice.
Yeah, it's smooth.
I'm not getting any apricot flavor, but it's good.
Yeah, I like it. I enjoy it. But you know what I did enjoy?
Watching that dude jack off in the bushes?
Well, 50% of me, like, philosophically enjoyed watching this dude jack off in the bushes, but the other 50%... Don't shut up. The other 50%...
Jacking off to the guy jacking off in the bushes.
I know you're just, hey man, you want to come over there and sit down next to you? Maybe we can jerk off together. Mm-hmm. No.
Remember that part where I told you shouldn't tell people about this, and now you're recording about it on a podcast that's going on the internet?
Well, now everybody knows, and that's fine, because who cares, right?
The FBI?
Yeah, several people.
Probably the FBI.
You know what? The FBI...
I mean, I already told you you're on that edgelord watch list, which is probably was started back in 97. It's just called, like, Trenchcoat Mafia Watch. And now you're on the fucking... full-on pervert watch list.
Oh, well, so. I mean, if I wasn't on it now, I'm probably on it before. That didn't make sense. I realized it as I said it.
If I wasn't on it now,
then I wasn't on it then.
Rainbows are made of gold.
All right, well, welcome back to the Real Obscure Podcast. I'm Anthony, and sitting next to me...
Brandon Talking Pie Freeze.
And across from me, back... 2 times in a row because first Nick drove all the way to Nevada for whatever stupid ass reason, and second, sadly, Nick had to take care of a sick dog so we couldn't record this weekend, and our hearts go out to Nick. But joining us again is
Racquel, back for the 3rd time now.
That's right.
3rd time.
And today we watched a little movie called what, Brandon?
The Lamp.
The Lamp M- Just Believe.
Right.
You should make your pick. Who cares?
And so this is directed by Tracy Trost, who I'm sure no one in this room had heard of until we started watching this movie.
IMDb hasn't heard of him.
Was it Trost Pictures?
Yeah, Trost Pictures. So,
and the Owen Trost was a old cinema film reel.
Oh, that's so artsy.
Because it's a movie studio.
And she is the director of No Greater Love, 77 Chances, the American Legion Christmas Special, Carry Me.
The American Legion Christmas Special?
I'll let you figure out what that's about.
Yeah, it's about white people.
I think Brandon, I'll be honest with you, I think all these are about white people.
Also, for the record, I think Tracy is a man.
Oh, do you?
I think so.
Oh.
Probably.
Oh, fuck me then, I guess. Sorry if I misgendered Tracy Trost. The Record Breaker, The Lamp, which we watched, A Christmas Snow, and 2009's Find Me. Ooh, sounds like a thriller.
Ooh, scandalous.
So collective sigh all around, I guess.
So this white bread ass movie that we just watched. I mean, I've watched a Hallmark original film in my day. This is by far the whitest thing I've ever seen in my life.
That's true. This has the aesthetics of a Hallmark movie, but like so much worse.
It's almost like somebody's satire of a Hallmark movie.
We made a joke that this was a reject Hallmark movie.
Yeah. It's one of those movies where it's like, is this going to be about God?
Even like Hallmark got the script for this and was like, it's not quite subtle enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really need to drive the point home.
Yeah. There's a lot of talk about believing. We get what you're trying
Yeah,
to do.
we also refer to this as the switchfoot of movies.
Yeah, well, because the movie dared me to move. Dare you to move?
Nope.
I dare you to move like today never happened. What's wrong, Brandon?
Horse shit.
I know. Brandon doesn't like singing, so when I opened an episode with Mbop, he got very salty.
Hey, Brandon. You know what? I just feel like you should, We were meant to live for so much more.
That didn't even make any sense.
I know, I was trying to, but then I actually forgot the lyrics to what I was
That's okay.
going to say.
I got this. Aren't you so glad this is happening?
Once upon a time, we were talking about a movie.
Well, this is pretty okay, because why is this movie the Switchfoot of movies? It's because
Person who's not paying attention to what's going on right now.
checking his fucking phone.
She asked me, why is this a switch for the movies?
It was
And I thought, I figured it was a rhetorical question.
because I'm going to answer it right now.
God
That's
damn.
how rhetorics work.
Rhetorics. Hi, Anthony Trevino. I teach rhetorics at the community college.
That's what it's called, the community college.
Anyway, thank you, Ted. That answer is rhetorical. So, Racquel, why is this the Switchfoot of movies?
Because we were just waiting for, the message to come out, halfway through to be like, and through God, all things are possible. Because it's so, blatantly has religious overtones, but never actually explicitly mentions God.
Well, it has the God soft focus that I think Hallmark is pretty much known for.
Yeah.
Right?
And everything's so evenly lit and looks so cheap and...
everything looks so sterile. Mm-hmm. Everything looks like a fucking model home in a model neighborhood.
And at one point, there's just a little model home.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Every front shot of the house is a model home with, a model, toy car.
And nothing ever feels like... There's no real plot here. There's no story other than...
Well, there kind of is.
So Brandon, if you were to encapsulate this movie and do a synopsis, why don't you break it down for me and Racquel?
It's like a Mad Lib of a movie,
kinda.
but with predictive text. It's like writing a movie with predictive text on your phone.
So this couple, this family, who is the whitest family you've ever seen.
Oh my god, the whitest.
This movie opens with a funeral. A child funeral.
Mm-hmm.
With a big-ass coffin meant for an adult.
That was a big boy.
Yep. With a Michael Jordan-sized casket.
Well, their son had that same disease Jack had. Sorry,
They were burying Robin Williams.
Our son was only 7 years old, but when we buried him, he was the size of a 45-year-old comedian.
He was 6'5" and 240 pounds.
Well, he had that Benjamin Button disease. So.
And we had to kill him before he got to that weird decrepit old man stage.
Yeah, that weird
But was just experiencing jacking off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
Yep. So we have this funeral and everyone's sad. And there's this one shot with this janitor. Oh my God. It's just a cutaway of this janitor just looking at everyone at the funeral.
Yeah.
And so for the next 25 minutes, it's this couple being real sad and fighting all the time.
In the first shot of the film is just a camera trucking through an empty bedroom, cut to the funeral. And for maybe the first 10 minutes of this movie, there's no dialogue. That's all it is.
There isn't. It's all the camera panning around to, show you this scene and show you people, reacting to things but never talking. And, camera going across like all their family photos.
Yeah.
Like 3 different times on like 3 different walls and shelves, just family photos going by. So it's like, I literally got to the point where 10 minutes and I'm like, we get it.
Yeah.
The child died. You used to have a child, and now you don't.
Yeah, it's like they're just blasting it across the front of the movie. Just,
beating you
hey,
in the face.
this kid is dead.
We gotta have this like scene of the father sitting in the room
Well,
crying
it's
into
a series of people sitting in rooms. So the dad's sitting on the porch with the dog.
Yeah.
He looks sad. Then he's sitting in the bedroom looking out the window. He's sad.
holding his son's.
It looks.
We got it based off the fact that they were at a funeral.
Yes.
Yeah. It looks like all these shots look like a depression medication commercial. It's all blue, and they're looking out windows, and there's a slow truck in.
I really wanted to at one point the mom turns around and she has like a fucking like dial on her back, but it's not
Yeah.
cranked anymore.
Yeah. The dad's walking around with the cartoon like rain cloud over him.
Then we cut 2 years later.
Yes, 2 years later.
And they are still miserable.
Well, of course, because they lost a child,
Yeah.
right? But they somehow just really seem to hate each other.
Every conversation they have starts with, "Oh, what are you doing?" "Oh, I don't know. This is how my day was," and ends with screaming.
Well,
Yeah.
and then there's a quick flashback, just briefly, of a bunch of images that we're not going to understand until the end of the movie, but it feels like one of those Saw flashbacks. I was just waiting for the music to kick in. Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah,
dun.
where you don't have the clues to put the pieces together yet, but you will.
They're so weirdly secretive about how the child died, about how their son died. They just keep giving these flashback images that the father is having, like Vietnam War, like hit.
Yeah, and they tease it out. They edge it out till like close to the end.
Again, so it's like first you get the first 10 seconds of that scene, and then the second time you get the full 20 seconds,
Yep.
and then the third time is when you finally get the whole scene. And it's like you're just trying to guess, like, oh, how did this kid die? Like, was it plot device cancer? Like,
Yeah, I was waiting for movie cancer.
Yep.
movie cancer, yeah.
And finally, after we're done with all this, like, sad boy panning through rooms and watching people look sad, we find out that the main character, Stanley, the husband, is a writer, and he is behind on his deadlines
Oh,
and his bills.
The bill collectors are a calling.
Yep. Yet somehow, they're living pretty fucking sweet for
I
a
mean, this is
writer.
a nice ass
For a
house.
writer, and the wife is a personal trainer.
Yeah,
And they live in a mansion.
they do.
But
This
they're
is-
white, so that's how it
Yeah,
happens.
and it's in
actually true.
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
It's in Oklahoma.
It's in Oklahoma. They have this nice ass house. It's like when you watch a TV show and it's like, oh, 3 broke college students are living in this fucking massive like apartment in Manhattan.
Like
No.
Friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or even girls. It's like, we're all broke and working in the city, but we have these bitchin' loft apartments.
Yep.
Like, fuck you. Fuck you. My ceiling's water damaged.
So the father is a writer. He writes books.
We don't even know what kind of... I don't think they ever really specify what kind of writer he is.
Well,
The
except towards the end when he finally does get a book together.
Yeah, but he's just sitting there, and it does this thing that I hate when I see writers in movies. It's like I don't like reading books about writers, so I'm sorry, most Stephen King novels, I'm like, would have been better if the main character wasn't a fucking writer. And it's just a close-up of word in a blank page, and that cursor's just blinking, because writer's block, am I right, guys?
Yeah. Oh, God.
I really wish it had the reality of it, which is just a bunch of paragraphs of nonsense. It's just fuck over and over and over again.
And we...
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's on us.
No, it's not. As Anthony takes a huge drink of his apricot cider, he's like, now you guys talk.
He had to stifle the gag.
Tell me, I kind of don't even remember what happens next.
No.
Then's the garage. Then they have the yard sale.
No, they go to the it's not the yard sale. After we get a glimpse into his luxurious life as a writer with writer's block.
Oh, right. You just see a lot of, there's like multiple scenes of them fighting, right?
Not yet, because they don't really talk to each other. They go to the softball game, where apparently he just keeps going to this girl's softball game and just sitting outside of it watching.
He keeps going to the park with his dog and sitting on the bench while he watches the girls' softball team practice.
Yeah, which, let's be honest, if you're one of the parents of the girls on the team, you're going over there like, hey, man, which one's your daughter? And then he's like, oh, I don't know, there's none of them.
Well,
are
see,
my
that's
daughters.
when we see Sam talk to him.
Hey there. Which one's yours?
What?
Kid, which one's yours?
None of them. I don't have any children.
My name is Sam. And who is this fine specimen?
It's Cooper.
Well, hello, Cooper. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
This coach is worthless.
How do you mean?
Well, the pitcher's got a good arm, but he's throwing the ball the wrong way. Any good coach would see that.
That's Josh. She can throw a ball all right.
She? Oh.
Josh is a great kid. I believe she's one of Miss Esther's kids.
Really? You should keep your eye on her then.
So what the fuck is Sam's job? Because he's at the funeral, then he's at every softball game, but what does he
He's
do?
just a dude in a fucking, like, Dickies, like, one-piece...
He looks
He's a
like an
janitor.
all-purpose handyman.
outfit. Yeah.
Well,
Sam the handyman.
We'll find out at the end of the movie.
Oh, God. But we never actually
But we don't. But we don't.
We do, though. We do, though.
We also kind of don't.
Yeah, right. Oh, and so he's like, hey, Sam shows up and he's all-purpose handyman, and he's like, hey, which one's yours? Stan says, oh, no, man, I just come here to hang out. And
No, you know what Stanley says? He says, fuck you, motherfucker, fuck off. Don't touch my fucking dog.
okay,
Don't give
fair.
me life advice. Fuck you.
And he says it every time they meet up.
And then, like, storms away like a child.
After he talks shit about the coach of the girls' softball team.
Oh, right. He does have to throw some shade at the fucking
Yeah, because
coach.
apparently he's a better coach.
Oh, that coach doesn't know what he's doing. Yeah, baseball is a big part of this movie because
And I
the
still don't
little
know
boy-
why.
This little boy, because they needed something to fucking do.
Yeah.
The little boy played baseball, and so now, the dad was the coach, right? Of the
Yeah.
baseball team.
Yeah.
And
All
now-
will be revealed.
God, and it's just that like totally like sitcom cliche thing where it's like, I'm a dad and I'm a man and I know about baseball.
In dogs, in beer, in trucking.
And I'm a writer.
And I'm a writer.
Cleaning garages.
Oh, wait, Brandon. You mean ba-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. The fucking fuck Tim Allen. Now we get a glimpse into what his wife does, and I'm sorry, guys, it took me a minute to realize that her name was Lisa, because I don't think they say it up front in the
don't
movie.
think they do.
She's a personal trainer, and we get a bunch of shots of just people who are only in their 40s working out. It's the middle-aged muscle gym.
Yeah.
And she's having a conversation with her friend, and she's like, hey, how's everything going? And Lisa's just kind of, oh, it's fine. To which the friend says, he was your son, too. But she seems really confused by the fact that he was also her son.
It's like, oh, that's right.
Yeah, I did have a son.
Okay, Lisa has zero personality.
Yeah, it's true.
And I've said that about characters in other movies or books or whatever. I have never meant it more in my heart than in this.
Yeah.
She has zero personality. She is a wife. She used to be a mother. That is it.
Yep.
Was she a good mom? Who fucking knows?
Yeah.
Well, the fact that she forgot she had a son, apparently. And they believe maybe she wanted to happen what happened.
You got it?
Yep.
The beginning of this movie is setting her up as though she's going to be the main character.
But she's
not.
not.
Because once the guy walks in, it's like, oh, there's a guy here. Oh, this can be about the guy now.
It literally all starts to be like about her, focused on her, until it completely switches and she hardly talks for the rest of the movie.
It's true.
Because the husband takes over and
Yeah,
it's all about him.
And it's a lot of her just standing around going, huh? Okay. Oh, really? She's so this actress is so comatose for most of the movie.
So non-existent.
After the gym, we get a glimpse of their home life, and we're finally able to see that they don't get along. They're hating each other. They're blaming each other. Oh no, he's a total dick. And she says, "Oh, that guy from the gym finally asked me out," and I couldn't tell if she was being serious or if she was just trying to get a rise out of him.
She was trying to get a rise out of him, but he didn't care.
No, because he's too busy sitting limp-dicked at the table being like, go. Just staring at...
What?
How'd that go?
Just staring at the fucking wall.
That's the sound of flaccidity.
Oh, man, the sound of flaccidity would be a pretty cool name for a podcast. One of all the other 200 million podcasts. The Sound of Flaccidity. It's just a series of people's dicks shrinking, but in audio. So it's just... And everyone just went, fuck this, unsubscribe.
It's gone. It's gone.
And so she asked him some questions, like, hey, how's it going?
Oh, she said, did you make any progress on
she
your
wants
book?
to know how he's doing on his book.
And he says, fuck you, don't fucking talk to me.
He explodes.
Mind your goddamn business.
He's so pissed that she would have, the nerve to ask him how his book is doing, like how his progress is doing. I think anybody would be happy to have their partner ask them, like, hey, how's your book doing?
He goes full, TV dad, like, oh, you're just gonna fucking nag me?
Yep.
Nag.
Oh, you guys are just fucking real tighten that old ball and chain to my ankle. I'll go, fuck it, forget it. I'll go right in the garage where all men do their best thinking besides the toilet.
And then she's literally like, she asked him about, oh, did you get to clean the garage? And he's like, oh, I'm supposed to clean a garage and write a book on the same day?
I am hanging around this house all day, not writing a book. I cannot not clean a garage too.
It's true. He's so put out. He doesn't do anything but mope around the house all fucking day. The least he could do is clean a garage.
Yep.
Am I wrong?
She's out there making money.
Yeah.
I don't know how much money she's making as a personal trainer, but she's out there making more money than him.
I mean, he did say he got an advance on his book, but he probably already blew that because he can't pay his bills.
Oh, because he's too busy buying, I don't know, cigarettes and beer. Oh, no. Man stuff. I bought this toolbox I don't use, but it sits in the garage and collects dust.
How much was it? $240. Get off my back, you fucking naked bitch!
And we're also adding all the swear words because this movie is an inch away from being a Christian movie.
It's so sterile.
An inch away, I feel like it is. I think it thought it was going to sneak by without anyone noticing that it's a Christian movie, but I figured it out.
A Disney movie is more edgy than this
shit. Yeah. They talk a lot about believing, and you just gotta believe. They don't say God,
they don't even
but
say
they're
the
saying
word like
God.
faith. Faith would be too much to say.
And so the next scene is the where we meet Esther because they're having a yard sale and she shows up and they're looking at stuff and we meet Esther, Josh, and Rachel. And Josh and Rachel are two little girls who are on the softball team that Stan creeps on daily. Mm-hmm. But Esther brings this magic lamp. They don't know it's magic yet. And she's like, hey, I think that this would be a really good contribution to your yard sale. I think somebody will find some use from it.
Esther is she lives right next door. She's their neighbor and she's a foster parent. So she has 4 foster kids. Rachel and Josh, and then a boy and then a child in a wheelchair. Mm-hmm. And it is actually very relevant to say Esther is black. Mm-hmm. Okay. We'll talk about more about that later. But yeah, go on.
Continue. Lob the ball in our court.
Why'd you pull the pin out of this grenade and hand it to me? So the lamp doesn't sell, and Lisa goes to give it back to her, and she's like, hey, this lamp didn't sell, I want to give it back to you, to which Esther says, well, but the lamp chooses who it wants, and I think it found who the lamp kind of calls to whoever needs it, and it looks like the lamp is called to you, to which I would be like, maybe you take the lamp back.
To which Lisa, who has 0 personality, is just like, oh, that's weird, and takes the lamp and just goes home.
She's like, I will take the lamp now.
She does. She takes the lamp, takes it home. She's hanging around, and but just real quick before that, we get another sweet scene of Stanley in his writer's chair, and he has written, "Happiness is ... And I really just wanted him to write "happiness is." He gets up from the chair, walks 2 feet to the bathroom, puts
No, to Eddie's room.
Oh, yeah, to his son's room, puts a fucking gun in his mouth, and just blows the back of his head all over those fucking sports posters. Because that would have been a more interesting movie.
Yeah.
Instead, he just mopes around a bunch and goes downstairs once Lisa gets home to ask her, "Where have you been all day? I mean, I can't fucking stand the sight of you, but really, why weren't you here for me to yell at?"
Yeah. I can only yell at the dog so many times. He doesn't know what I'm saying.
That dog is the unsung hero of this whole fucking family, by the way.
Yes.
He just dozing around all over the place, and he's cute as fuck.
Well, we forgot to mention the reason why he's so angry right now is because the mom, if we can even call her that, sold 3 of her dead child's shirts.
Well, it was that, or she was just going to keep smelling them and stuffing them in her mouth.
That's true. There is a scene where she goes into her deceased son's room and smells one of his shirts.
Yeah, she
know
just
what?
gets a full whiff of
There's
that.
a lot of fucking smelling things
There
in
was
this
a lot of
movie.
smelling the items of dead children in this movie. Items of dead children. My dark noir.
You're making a murderer type
Straight
podcast.
to Amazon Publishing.
Yo, oh, that hurts, Racquel. This is my new book. It's published by CreateSpace.
I bound it at Kinko's.
There's only one copy, so it's really rare. And by bound it, I mean I stapled it. Some of the staples didn't go all the way through, though, so I had to glue the rest of the pages.
I had to tape some brads onto it.
But you know what? Bump up the price 15% because I signed it.
Yeah. Hey, man, I'm just trying to buy a fucking salad at Whole Foods. Can you leave me alone?
Can you slice my meat or what?
Yeah. Stanley comes in, asks her, what are you doing? They have another big fight, and he's like, "What are you doing? You got this stupid-ass lamp? Nobody needs a lamp. Why'd you buy a lamp?" And he just throws it across the room.
Throws it into their fireplace that's furbished with, different knickknacks.
Little knickknacks you get at the Target dollar bins.
Yeah.
Because they're that type of white person.
Well, that's how they can afford to live in that fucking home. It's because they're cheap as shit.
Yep.
Right? They go to get the dollar menu at every fast food restaurant. Right? They count their change when you're in line at the store. You know, the people whose hands you really just want to break because you're standing there just wanting to buy one thing, and somebody's like, 1 penny, 2 pennies, 3 pennies. So you're just fucking put it on your card.
Once a year on their anniversary, they treat themselves to Olive Garden.
Whoa.
Olive Garden in
But only when it's the never-ending pasta bowl.
Olive Garden and doggy style.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Spicy.
Yeah, we're spicing it up. You lay the other way. He throws the lamp, and she picks it up afterward in a very bright Sanskrit fucking font. It lights up and says, "Just believe," which, if you are following, was also the subtitle of the movie.
Whoa! This movie is always 2 steps ahead.
What?
Stanley storms off, and there's a knock at the door.
Well, also, Stanley says he's moving out.
Oh, yeah, he
Sam,
says he's
I'm
gonna go get a
an
fucking
apartment
I'm gonna go
with
get an
all my
apartment.
white people money.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can't do.
I can't pay. I can't pay my bills, but I can afford an apartment.
Yep.
Yeah, he does a lot of mumblecore in this movie. Fuck this dog.
I'm gonna go right somewhere else.
Yeah, fuck.
My rap name is Lil Stan.
It's like lowercase x, uppercase L, lowercase I, uppercase L, X, S, T, a dollar sign, lowercase T, A, but like without the slash in the middle.
No, an upside down V.
It's an anarchy A.
An anarchy A, and then ENN.
Yeah.
Little Stain. Oh shit, Little Stain. Oh fuck! I fucking hate SoundCloud rappers.
Nick is somewhere being like, I'm good. I made the right choice.
Hey, you know what, man? It's fine. He's got some shit going on, and like they say in the theater, Brandon, the show must go on.
Cartwheel.
Oh, Racquel, just FYI, I brought a tiger for the podcast. And there'll be a trapeze act. No one fucking likes this show.
Kai comes in dressed as a tiger.
Oh, kill it. There's a knock at the door, and there's a oh God, I'm choking to death. Brandon, take it. Take the wheel.
So there's a knock at the door, and it's this man saying his name is Charles
Lee Ray.
Not Charles Lee Ray, but that would have been a better
This
movie.
is a sleeper Child's Play movie.
Charles Montgomery, played by Louis Gossett Jr.
Academy Award winning.
Yep, you're goddamn right. And he's like, hey, I'm here to give you 3 wishes. But I'm not a genie because I'm an angel, but I'm not saying I'm an angel.
Yeah, she believes him real fucking fast. That's the most unrealistic thing. Had that actually happened, I mean, there was a little bit of realism. He knocks at the door. Lady sees, oh yeah, this is our second black person of the movie.
And all the people of color in this movie, of which there are 2,
3.
who am I missing?
The caseworker.
Oh, the
Joshua.
caseworker.
The caseworker and the little boy.
With the exception of the caseworker and the little boy. So the 2 main people of color in this movie are treated like kind of these mystical beings.
Yeah. It's that trope of the mystical black people that are wiser and like just know things, and they talk in riddles.
Yeah.
And it's so like, I mean, I could actually get into this, but I'm not going to.
No, do it.
I mean, this actually stems from like blackface and like what's the name of the
Minstrel stuff?
Yes, minstrelsy. Minstrel shows, and just like the caricatures that were created by blackface, which is like, I mean, we know what blackface is, but then there were certain characters that were kind of created by that, and then created these stereotypes of like what black people are, and so you have like the mammy, and you have the pickaninny child, and you have the like Uncle Tom character, and they all kind of fit into this, but there's also like the mythical black person kind of goes back to like, you know, voodoo in Africa and all that shit, and it's like,
well, there was gonna be.
It does not have any place in modern society.
Well, how were these milquetoast white people supposed to get any whimsy in their life?
I mean, it literally is the source of them is these black people in the movie.
It's true. It's true. Gay. So it's Stanley.
Yeah. No, Charles.
Yeah, Charles Montgomery. He comes in and says, "Look, I'm a genie."
Well, no. He says, "Don't fucking call me a genie."
He's very offended by the fact that she calls him a genie.
Who are you?
Charles Montgomery III. At your service.
So you really are the genie in the lamp?
Genie? Here. Genie? 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 Genie. Now, do I look like a genie to you? Huh?
Sorry.
No. I'm sorry. It's just a sore spot for me. I'm a messenger.
How dare a person who came out of a lamp granting wishes be called a genie? But don't call him that, because that's a very sensitive subject for him.
But is he a genie? He likes to be called a messenger, which led me to believe that he was more of an angel.
Yeah, that's the next, like, I have to tell you something from God.
Oh, that's my God voice.
and so, but then, then Stanley comes home, and then suddenly Charles just, like, disappears from the living room. And so then, you know, Stanley starts, like, gaslighting his wife, Lisa.
Of course he does.
Being like, you're fucking crazy. Who's Charles? What do you mean there was a man in here? This isn't working out. I'm gonna go get an apartment.
Again.
Yeah, pretty much. And that, so the next day, Lisa's in the kitchen and she's doing stuff, and you see Esther outside. She walks by, she looks in the window, and she pretty much invites herself inside, right? And listen, I love you guys. You're welcome to come inside my house anytime without asking, but if I'm in my home and somebody I met once comes through and just invites himself in,
your neighbor,
just our neighbor, I'm just calling the police. I'm gonna be like, hey, ring the goddamn doorbell.
The door was closed.
And she says, oh, you met Charles, huh? And so she kind of explains him, but not really.
She speaks in very vague terms.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he just disappeared. Charles will do that.
He'll do that. He's a mystical one, that Charles.
Charles.
Well, when you say Charles, you have to say it like this. Charles. Bring the carriage around.
Stanley... Go ahead.
No, I was just going to make a stupid X-Men joke.
Stanley.
Charles,
they're the ones that are wrong, not us, Charles.
Every X-Men movie has the same plot. Charles, I'm going to drop this city on another city.
Eric, no!
You don't understand. You never do. Tell me I'm wrong.
I mean, it sounds like every X-Men movie I saw. So Stanley is like enraged at the thought of Charles. Enraged.
Yeah.
He takes like, you know what's real? And he grabs the lamp and throws it in the trash can outside.
Yep.
And then it's like, oh no, it's in a trash can.
Yeah.
I can't get it out now. But of course, Lisa has no personality, so she just follows her husband back into the house. But then the lamp is back on the table. Whoa! And so Stanley is even more enraged, and he grabs it and he takes it to the garage and he slams it with the hammer. Die, God, die!
Well, I'm surprised he didn't try to just melt it down in the garage.
I thought it would be so funny when he's smashing the lamp with a hammer, just a bunch of blood flies out.
Oh, that would be great because Charles is still stuck inside the lamp, and so every time he tries to destroy it, he just hurts this mystical being more and more. Yeah. That's a more fun movie.
Yeah, that's
so
a better
every hit with the hammer, just more blood splatter.
God.
And a bunch of people are standing outside the garage like, what the fuck?
Die!
Oh, and then when he comes back, he's mangled. He's like a creep show monster.
3 wishes.
Yeah. Is your pleasure, sir. That's a joke for my Hellraiser fans.
Yep, we got it.
Hi, Nick.
So Stanley is just holding like the mangled, it's just like a wad of metal now after they hammered it down, and they go back inside and they're screaming at each other, and then all of a sudden Charles is just behind them.
Whoa.
And then Stanley looks at his hand and the lamp is like back to normal, and he drops it on the ground like it's fucking lava. and then they just like sit down at the table with
Have a
Charles,
rational discussion.
where they're both like kind of looking at him wide-eyed like, whoa, this is so weird and unbelievable. So then Charles gives them the rules, okay? He's gonna grant them 3 wishes, even though don't fucking call him a genie. He's not a fucking genie.
But you get 3 wishes. Maybe he's not a genie, but is he a wish master?
He's definitely a master of wishes.
Yeah. But what if he were a djinn? I just want this to be a secret Wishmaster 5.
I feel like this could have been, given how the story pans out, but he doesn't get the chance to grant wishes, so we don't see the monkey's paw situation.
Well, because all the things that they would wish for, you can't wish for, right? So you can't interfere with free will, you can't bring someone back to life, and you can't wish for something you can't get on your own. So why the fuck would I need a wish? Right? Oh, you're a, in air quotes, genie, but I can't get any of these things I want. I want endless piles of money, baby.
Because no one can get that though. So you could wish for that, just like an endless stream of money.
I'm telling you, I want Bezos dollars.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah,
that's right. I want
42 billion.
I want.
You know what? No. 43. Just a fucking one off that motherfucker.
Yeah, that's right. I want Amazon money because Lil Stain's got to keep it rich.
I want enough money to be an insane billionaire.
But it is funny because when they're like, "Oh, you're a genie," he says, shut the fuck up. Yeah. Look at. I'm gonna use your oven as a TV.
Yeah,
okay.
Something that happens multiple times, and it's like, what the fuck?
It just shows a bunch of It just scrolls through a bunch of images. Genie. I look like any of these motherfucking genies? No.
Is that what Charles sounds like to you?
I mean, that's what Lil Stang sounds like.
The way he does this like oven TV is so existentially terrifying. It's like a David Lynch movie.
It's true.
You're like, what the fuck is happening?
He takes an umbrella and points it at the oven, and then the little like window on the oven. It's like, let me see. The budget for this movie was not that big.
It's like.
Brandon made the comment that when the light started flashing out of the lamp, it was like an iMovie effect. Pretty much it kind of was.
Yeah.
Right? This literally looked like it was a bunch of like, they had to cut it each time and they just like printed out a picture of a genie and put it behind the oven. Mm-hmm. And then, like, just did a bunch of cuts like that.
Yep. Although I'm a little disappointed that they didn't use a clip from Genie in a Bottle.
Just Christina Aguilera dancing.
Like, the fucking Genie from Aladdin, the other one, and then Christina
and just a real quick clip. It's like, Aladdin, another Genie. Come on in, let me out. What the fuck?
In those baggy green pants with that blue
crop
halter crop top with the fucking tassels on it.
Yes. Hell yes.
Yep. And then just that one scene from Wishmaster where he turns that guy into glass.
Yep, and then he just breaks.
Yep.
So do I.
I mean, I do that.
But I'm not a fucking genie. God damn it.
He takes off his turban.
And
don't you fucking call me a genie.
He cuts his little pointy beard off. This is where I guess I was not paying attention because the transition was a fake house.
Oh yeah.
I mean, well, he leaves. He basically says like, "Look, I'm going to give you time to think about what your 3 wishes are going to be. I'm going to come back in 30 days." And boy, do things turn around for this unexpected family in 30 days.
But 30 days. I can't get shit done in 30 days worthwhile, much less have my entire life do a 360 in a positive direction.
You just need to befriend a foster kid.
Oh.
You need to befriend.
Oh, I don't like that. I don't like where Racquel's doing a lot of winking. Wink. No, thank you.
Friend, foster kid.
And so, it's so Stanley is inspired. He's just so inspired. So he goes to his office and he's just fucking mad typing throughout the night. And in the morning, he's finally got his
2 paragraphs.
But I don't know how other writers write, but I sure as shit
not
don't
like
put.
That. No one writes like that.
I don't sure as shit don't put the title of my book by Anthony Trevino and then the same fucking like 3 paragraphs underneath that. It's a title page, okay?
When I write shit, you are lucky if I remembered to put my name on it by the time I would like officially turn it into
lucky.
Someone.
You're lucky the title of my story that I saved the Word doc under is not just like fucking weird sci-fi sex story.
Yeah.
Final
draft
story?
Yeah.
Question mark? So it's
dot
a weird
doc,
thing that bugged me.
and then like in parentheses 4.
And so what's the name of the book, Brandon?
It is Just Believe.
Yeah, welcome back to the Vom-Com, baby! Where we just sit around and throw up on each other.
Just Believe.
I just...
Just
So when we first started this episode, we're like, how could we lose every listener?
And I think we just did it. All right. So the next is Stanley cleaning out his garage, and there's a couple of the kids from the softball team, and the disabled kid in the wheelchair, and the other kid with the sweet hat turned to the side. That's little Stain's hype man.
Mm-hmm. Why is that?
Because he's the only one with any goddamn style. Nuh-uh.
Wink, 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 wink.
And they're throwing the ball back and forth, and she says, "Use your boy arm." And the kid in the wheelchair is like, she fucking got you.
You idiot.
Oh, and so it's a lot of...
Oh, yeah, I kind of forgot about that scene. The big reveal that Josh is a girl.
Oh, yeah.
It's just...
That seems like bad writing. They call her Josh as a short, as like a nickname,
For
but her name is Jocelyn. No, you can't do that.
I mean, the whole thing is just like trying to be like, she's a tomboy. Get it? Get it? Because she chose a boy nickname, and she has a hat backwards.
Yep. And she plays baseball.
She's a pitcher.
And that hat hides her hair.
Yeah.
Which, as we all know, long hair makes you a girl.
Because it was like Sam, the fucking janitor, was talking about like, oh, you like that. This is when Stan is like creeping on the team at the park. He's like, oh, that pitch doesn't know how to fucking pitch. And then
it's true.
And it's like, we should teach him, like, the coach needs to teach him how to pitch. And Sam goes, well, she.
and then we cut to them taking their hats off and just letting down the hair, and Stanley just, whoa.
It turns into a shampoo commercial.
It does.
Oh, God.
They throw the ball, and they hit this jar of nails, to which Stanley gets unreasonably fucking pissed about.
My antique nails!
I'll use that mason jar to pee in!
My pee nails! No!
And so Josh comes over and they're like, oh, hey, sorry, we'll help you. And he's like, whatever, man. I guess you can help me, like, with this box. And this is kind of weird because they go back and forth between him, like, they're helping him clean out his garage. Hey, guy I don't know, let me help you clean out your garage. I'm sorry about your pee nail jar.
Yeah, I don't know, like, whoever wrote this has never met a child.
No, or a woman, or a genie.
Or a human being.
Hello, mother. I'm gonna write a movie. There's just a skeleton in a chair.
In like a party animal Hawaiian shirt, though.
And the jaw falls open.
Yeah. I would be okay with that. That makes me pretty happy.
It's gonna be called The Lamp Mother.
Oh.
Yeah. Every shot the jaw falls open.
Yeah. Oh.
So putting it back up.
I wish I wrote down more dialogue, but it's just like it's like I said the same thing to my girlfriend when we saw Battle Angel Alita or Alita Battle Angel. I don't remember the order of the fucking title of that movie.
Okay,
It's like they went to www.I need dialogue for my movie.com. Because it's all just nothing
it's like
dialogue.
They wrote this with predictive text on the phone.
Yeah.
Like, it's the most predictable thing you've ever seen. We called shit from the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, from Act 1, we knew how exactly this movie was going to end.
Oh yeah, well they when I used to copyright for this company, and every time I wrote a new article, they would say, "Okay, Anthony, but did you put it through the Hemingway app?" And I was like, "What the fuck is that?" And so it's this app that you copy paste your document into, and then it like suggests things how you're supposed to write it to make it more palatable. Yeah, that's the face I made too. Well, this is a audio podcast, so you can't see.
You can't see Anthony's jaunty arm movements.
You also can't see Racquel's disgusted face. Yeah, that's a thing they made me do. And it would give you hints and tips on what would make this better. And most of the time I was like, I don't fucking agree with you, robot!
And at the end, do you shoot yourself in the head?
And also...
Yes.
And also, robot... You get Hemingway's name out of your mouth.
And and so it just felt like they just put a bunch of sentences into a machine and then it spit out more garbage.
It's like the fucking meme that went around like, I had a bot watch 500 hours of Hallmark movies and then it wrote its own.
And it killed itself.
Yeah, just a robot hanging by its neck.
It's just smash cut to the skeleton sitting at the table. And then its jaw falls off.
And, I mean, to that point, there's a line in here where the girl, Josh, asks the... Stanley. He asks Stanley what he does.
Oh, God.
He says, I write books.
I'm
It's
a
like, okay,
writer.
go fuck yourself, man. How about that? You dump the box over and leave.
No, see, that's where the bot that wrote this movie went wrong.
It went rogue?
It went rogue because Josh asks Stanley, oh, so what do you do? And he says, I write books. I'm a writer. And she says, wow, you must be really rich.
And Racquel and I laughed into a coma.
Like, no one has ever said that.
Nope.
Yeah.
No
you
way.
know, you guys, you know the reaction I get when I tell people I'm a writer is one of two things. They either say they're either genuinely interested and think, oh, that's cool. But most of the time they go, okay, but what do you do for a real
It's
job?
like, so what do you actually do?
Yeah, and it's like, don't worry about it. I just shovel shit all day.
But that, like with your mouth.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I'm a human scat trap.
Scat trap.
Scat trap.
I'm the scat trap.
Beat it, bop, bop, bop. Skibidoo, bop, bop.
So this is my third and final time appearing on this podcast.
Scat trap. Bustin', makes me feel good.
You just fucking spit on the table.
Fine. It's my fucking table.
You know what?
Think,
Fucking
dude,
fine.
there's
Oh,
probably...
that is a huge wad of spit. I didn't see that one. That was all foamy.
Yeah, you guys are acting like there's probably not cum on this table. But... Unsubscribe.
Yeah, we're in negative subscribers now. We owe SoundCloud subscribers.
Okay, so they do. We have a quick scene of Lisa at the gym to where she asks her friend, you know, what can't you get for yourself? And she's like, loads and loads of money.
Yeah,
And then Lisa's like, well, because she's white, and she's like, well, I can get that for myself.
Yeah.
And then the friend's like, oh, I'm not fucking them type of money I'm talking about pesos cash.
Yeah, I'm talking about private jet, 40 escorts. I don't have sex with none of them. I just like to sit around.
Yep.
Because I can.
Yep.
I burn money to stay warm.
Yep.
That's me. Little stain.
Little stain. I'm the scat trap.
And you know what? That's
Little stains for singles called Scat Trap.
See, that's another thing that comes up, because then there's a time later where Stanley asks Josh, you know, the same question, what would you wish for? And then she also says money, which is another big, like, if there was one lesson to learn in all of this, it's that... You ready? You ready to hear this?
I am on the edge of my fucking seat.
Fucking ready?
shit.
Are you fucking
Holy
ready?
shit.
Hold on. I'm about to blow your
Holy
fucking
shit.
mind. Money can't buy happiness.
Whoa! Scat Trap! Edit in an explosion sound effect. Yeah,
Hip hop air horn.
Here, but like it's fucking spring break in my apartment bedroom.
It always is. I'm taking my shirt off.
Hey, Brandon, I got you these beads. Show me them titties.
MTV.
Spring break.
Carson Taylor.
Cancun.
Holy fuck. All right. So we finally get to see what happened to Stanley's kid in this flashback that follows this scene in the garage where he's like, hey, thanks for helping me. Here's a 5 spot so you know the value of money. Whatever, who cares? I cannot be bothered. And so this kid dies because Stanley decided it was finally time for him to take the training wheels off this kid's tricycle.
Literally. That's not a figurative statement. No. He literally takes the training wheels off his bicycle.
Yep. And he rides like, man, this is freedom. I'm finally doing it. I'm a kid. I got out. And then
he rides
into the street and gets apparently fucking vaporized.
Yeah.
because you see Stanley do the classic slow-mo dead. No! And then this fucking bike gets thrown in front of the camera. It is just exploding into pieces.
The bike, like, explodes into, like, 100 parts.
Yeah, it's like they strapped the bike with a bunch of C4 and set it off. And so
But no child.
No child.
So
Well, because he was hit so hard by that car or truck, he was just vaporized. He's like Dr. Manhattan before he's Dr. Manhattan. He just gets ripped apart at the cellular level.
You know when Buffy the Vampire Slayer slays a vampire? And she stakes it and he just fucking gets dusted, just turns into dust and explodes. Like
goes away in the
happens.
summer wind.
Totally. Just fucking poof.
Yeah.
Done.
He didn't die. He ceased. His existence was erased.
And from this harsh, horrific scene, we're back to just kind of moving stuff around in the garage. You know, and
They buried a teddy bear in that coffin.
No, they buried a monster man. And so here's
3 kids.
Wait, where's some broke parents at? Maybe if we all do a pool, we can stuff our dead kids in there with yours. Welcome to Bargain Basement Coffins.
Welcomes to Extreme Funeral.
I'm sorry, you shouldn't have hired the 99-cent store to do your fucking coffin for you.
Hey, this coffin's made of paper, and it's starting to rain, so we better
get it in the ground before everyone... No one wants to see 3 dead kids fucking fall out of this thing.
No, they bought it from China on AliExpress, and it's just made of fucking asbestos.
So when the rain hits it, everyone's getting lung cancer, my friends.
So we got to get this in the ground.
Oh, right. And I don't know exactly. She grabs so they're moving stuff around in the garage, Josh and Stanley, because I think he's angling for some weird DDLG play. And
for those of us that don't know what that is,
Racquel?
Why me? So it's daddy, daughter, little girl. Wait, no, sorry. Daddy, dom, little girl. Daddy, dom. So it's usually stylized as capital D, and then lowercase LG.
It's a lot of, ooh, daddy, I need to learn this homework.
It's a form of BDSM.
I don't want to go to bed.
So it's a form of BDSM play where the usually the male plays the daddy dom figure and the girl plays the submissive little girl figure, and it's fucking
it's gross. No kink shaming, but not my thing.
But it's pretty gross.
No kink shaming, but I'm a kink shamer.
Oh, it's like when we went to the haunted house last year, and the guy's like, I don't want to talk shit about that other haunted house attraction, but I'm going to talk shit about that other haunted house attraction.
Yep.
So,
it's just...
And so she grabs, a box of their dead son Eddie's things, and this dude has a full-on meltdown in front of this child. This dude has a full-on fucking meltdown in front of this child.
She touches Eddie's, what was a baseball glove, touches it and says hey, where did this come from? And he fucking pushes her out of the way and grabs it from her and just says, you can't go around touching other people's things, don't touch it, goddammit. Absolute meltdown. And Eddie, sorry.
I fucking wish that Eddie came back from the dead like it was the return of Timmy Baterman in Pet Sematary. Just a nightmare monster. Just give me back my glove.
Just Eddie comes up and he's like, this is why I ran into the street. Because you're a dick,
This is why I exploded, Dad. And then he explodes all over again. But everyone else can see him, so they're like, what the fuck?
Yep.
So, and then she says something really weird because Josh runs away. She's like, you can't just yell at people. You can't just yell at people and hit them.
Oh, yeah. She gaslights him pretty hard.
Yep. And he's like, whoa, wait.
Whoa. What kind of fucking Gone Girl shit is this? Yep. I did not hit you, ma'am.
11-year-old ma'am.
Well, listen, what happens next is concerning for me in this movie because he goes around and he goes to, after things cool down, he goes over to Esther's and he says, hey, I want to make amends. I'm sorry, I yelled at her. And Esther's like, well, she's an aggressive person. She's got anger issues. And also, she's not here, so get off my property. And she never once tries to say, it's a little fucking weird that a grown adult man shows up to apologize to a child.
Yeah. Also, maybe don't yell at an 11-year-old girl.
Oh,
adult man.
Yeah.
I just want to point out that I am already making a face.
Yeah, because she tells him... she's not here, but she's at the baseball field. So he goes to apologize, and she's standing on one side of the fence, and he's standing on the other, and he's just like, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean it, and blah blah blah. And
Hey, Josh, can I talk to you for a minute?
Make it quick. I need to get back to practice.
Listen, at the garage earlier.
Come on, Josh. You're up.
I
gotta go.
Josh, wait. Just listen to me, okay? Hear what I have to say. It's important. Just give me a chance. I lost my temper. There's no excuse for that. I'm sorry. I need you to forgive me. What?
I just need to see into your eyes.
My eyes? Why?
To make sure you're not lying.
Well,
you're doing all right.
It's a weird moment, and she's looking at me and goes, what's wrong? And she says...
We need to talk about the imagery of this statement first. Okay, there's a fence between them.
That's right.
A chain link fence, and Josh is on one side and Stanley's on the other. And he also has to instill in her that his time is more important than hers.
Oh, of course, because he's an adult man.
Because he's an adult man. White man. Adult white man. Yeah. And because, her team is like, hey, you're interrupting our practice. Can we get our pitcher back? And he's like,
hold on.
I got talking here.
I have a domestic dispute going on right here. Mind your goddamn business.
And all the dads in the audience are gathering around like, what the fuck is this? Because don't you come tell me that in order to get through your therapy, you gotta sleep in my daughter's bed. Who does that? God! Who does that? But the idiot parents and abducted in plain sight.
I'm coming for you, guy who jacked off that guy. I'm coming for you.
So she says, he goes, what are you looking at? She says, I just needed to see it in your eyes. It's a weird adult moment between a character who's an adult man and a young child, 11-year-old girl. Yeah. And she finally runs around, and they
were like 3 feet to the right. There was an opening in the fence. Mm-hmm. And she gets all excited because he brought Eddie's baseball glove to give to her.
And before we see that there's a gap next to him, he takes it out. He's like, I want you to have this. And I thought he was going to try to roll up the glove and try to push it through the chain link fence.
That might make it my favorite movie.
No, but then the camera pans out, and 3 feet to the right, there's a big opening in the fence. And then the fence that was between them is gone.
Whoa!
And then he leans down, and she stands up on her little tippy toes, and she gives him a kiss. And all three of us went, I don't know about this.
Yeah, not okay.
I don't like this. And then again, all the dads just getting closer.
Yep. The dads have their bike chains and their crowbars.
But this apparently is the kiss that kickstarts his life because things. Because the next
Anthony is really downplaying how uncomfortable we were at
this.
I was yelling, know. Bail out! Bail out! Turn off! Burn the Xbox! Yeah. I don't want to be on a fucking list!
Yeah, well, it's too late now.
Yep. Fuck.
Because we're on there with Tracy Trost. This is a really... it's gross, and I don't know how else to describe it.
After he gets that kiss, and oh god, I can't even say that without... and Josh runs back to go pitch for baseball practice, Stanley, god, in the fucking community college acting award-winning moment, he fucking puts his hand on his heart as if he just and he's like, Oh, and then Sam just appears out of nowhere, and
like,
he goes up right behind Stanley, who doesn't seem to be concerned that suddenly there's a fucking dude behind him, and he's just like, "It's a heartwarming moment, isn't it?" And then walks away, and I'm like,
And then he said, "What is your pleasure, sir?"
He's like, "Hey, that was sexy."
Hey, could you get a few more little kid kisses?
and hands him a USB drive.
But this is truly the kiss that kickstarted his life. Because he goes home, he finishes his book, he makes a romantic dinner where he tells, he repeats the movie to us and his wife. They have...
You forgot a very important moment.
Say what?
You forgot the very important montage of Stanley taking, like, the fucking manuscript of his book to different
No, that comes after.
No, that's before the fucking
That's not,
dinner.
that's after the romantic dinner. It's in my notes.
Stop fighting.
Because I called it the Jesus montage.
You guys, stop fighting.
Sorry, go ahead.
And then he tells her everything that happens to her. She's like, I'm falling in love with you all over again. Let's have some more, like, hard missionary sex, and maybe I'll let you come on my tummy.
Maybe we'll move it up to twice a month.
Whoa.
Maybe.
We'll keep the lights on.
Maybe you could finally eat my ass like you've been... I doubt it. These guys probably definitely don't do butt play.
They don't have buttholes.
Yeah.
They don't have buttholes.
Then he has the Jesus montage where, like Racquel was saying, where he takes his manuscript. He's got a limo driver that looks like a mercenary.
Oh my fucking god! It's the most cliche. Like, how do we show that this means success? Put him in a limousine. And he just goes around town.
Yeah,
and it's another completely, like, silent montage with just, like, some random, like,
The worst song in the world.
Oh my god, yeah, what was the song?
Yeah, I wish I could remember how that song goes because I would force you to
No,
listen.
guys, here's what it sounds like.
Okay.
And that's what it sounded like.
Wow, God, that song!
He goes from shaking hands with fat cats all the way to Pieland, my friend.
Yeah.
I don't know what Pieland is.
Oh, no. Pieland, USA.
It's just him in these office sets with a desk, like a nice desk in between him and another white dude in a suit. And then he, like, hands the pile of papers to the dude, and the dude looks through it, and then they stand up and they shake hands
Because
like robots.
that's how every book deal happens. I printed this manuscript out for you in 2019 instead of sending you an email.
It's like a fucking, like, kid that has only seen made-for-TV movies, like, thinks that these type of things happen.
Yeah, totally. And then we cut back to Charles. Charles is back. Hey, guys, remember Charles the Genie? We forgot about him.
There's a genie in this movie.
And what does he do? He's eating some toast, and they're just kind of going over. They're like, hey, we realized we didn't need any of these things because what we really figured out was we wanted, like, to have this family. You know, we got these kids that we're kind of fostering, but not really, because it's not, you know, they're not legally ours, but we spend all our time with them, and, you know.
It's just so... I mean, we literally predicted this. That it's in, like... The second that Charles leaves, it's like, hey guys, how much you want to bet that at the end they're going to realize that they didn't actually need any magic witches and all the power was inside of them all along.
Guys, the only thing you need is family.
Yeah, knowledge was their treasure.
Love.
Oh. Yeah, the only thing you need is love.
And it's just like fucking Charles is sitting there with his toast and he's like, all right, what are these wishes? I'm ready to grant you some wishes. And they're like, actually, we realized we have everything right here.
We realize we're white, so we're all right.
Yeah, I mean, that's... let's be real.
Yep.
That's what it was.
Yep.
It's true.
Like, you know what? We have everything right
Here in our giant home.
Yep.
And so then the entire time that Josh has been going around, there's another girl who's what was her name, Racquel? Rachel?
Rachel.
And she's this sullen, quiet girl who just carries around this teddy bear. Mm-hmm. But the only time she speaks is when they're standing outside and the dog runs in the middle of the street and she's like, "No, not the dog.
Cooper, no!"
So she goes running in the middle of the street, and then we're having flashbacks to this
To the
fucking moment where, like, we
you
see...
guys, it's parallel storytelling.
Is it though?
Oh, God. So, like, we get the flashbacks of, like, Eddie, and then, like, oh, man, the dad was like, no, and he, like, didn't make it. But then now it's the same thing that's happening, and he's like, no, Rachel! And then he fucking grabs Rachel and just, like, holds her in his arms, and this truck goes by, like, vroom!
And it's so funny because she runs out after the dog, and we don't see the dog.
We don't see the dog.
He grabs the girl, and the dog runs behind him like, "Hey guys!"
where the fuck is the dog? Yeah. Where the fuck is that dog?
And the dog runs behind him like, "Hey guys, what's going on?"
So this is the start of the third act, which takes too fucking long, and we're not going to spend a ton of time on it.
Right. And I thought when they like, you know what, we have everything we want. No thanks, Genie. And he leaves. I'm like, oh well, that's the end of the movie.
A phrase no one has ever said, by the way. No thanks, Genie.
Yeah, right. Even he is like, "Are you sure you don't want a big wad of cash?" And they're like, "You know what?
You know what?
We've remembered that we're white.
Yeah.
And we don't actually need it."
And money doesn't buy love.
It does.
Yeah, it does. For about 2 hours.
Yep.
So this is when Esther tells them there's some foster parents coming to take Josh, but they don't want Rachel because no one wants a sullen weird girl sitting around rocking to herself in the corner.
Why would you?
But it seems weirdly contingent upon whether or not she can play this, like she wins this baseball game, and this fucking game goes on for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It's
like
a
long
25-minute baseball game.
Every fucking, like, sports anime I've ever seen where I'm like, I was fucking promised homosexual tension between these sports ball players, and now you're actually making me watch them play tennis?
Bullshit.
I am not here for this shit.
I'm here to see a different kind of balls get hit. All right?
Right. I came here for tight little shorts.
Show me these anime boys. Fuck.
Yeah.
This baseball scene is so long. It starts like a regular baseball scene. God. There's a montage within this baseball scene.
We watched the whole fucking game.
It's literally like sitting through real baseball.
Yeah.
It's just fuck.
And these potential these potential foster parents are just sitting there with their arms crossed like this girl better win this game. Or
She's not kidding.
Clearly, Charles, we cannot take home a loser child.
We don't take losers here, Charles.
Charles, that was your problem the entire time. You only bet on the good ones. Now watch me drop a city on another city.
Because I am Magneto, Charles.
Listen, that was the stupidest fucking thing I spit all over I'm so sorry.
Ew.
I'm so sorry.
We have to end this madness.
Get him a fucking squeegee.
I'm so Brandon. Let me get it out.
No, you've done enough.
I'm sorry. X-Men Apocalypse sucked.
Oh,
all right.
That was a different movie.
Was it? No, this is the one where he's gonna drop the city, or was that Days of Future Past? That's not Days of Future Past.
Days of Future Past is when he drops or when he's holding the stadium around everyone. You're thinking of Age of Ultron.
Yeah, Age of Ultron is where they
holy shit! You know what? City. These movies all run together, but Age of Ultron still sucked.
Oh no, Age of Ultron is.
Anyway, tune into the future podcast. Brandon and I are going to do X-Boys.
That's true.
Which is all about X-Men.
That's true.
And so this baseball game goes on forever. They win the game. The kids go to a real family, but they don't want to go to a real family. And it turns out at the end, when the social worker is asking her, what do you want to do? Blah, blah, blah. She's like, I want to go to the other family. It turns out the family that's adopting them is Stanley and Lisa, and they adopt them.
Because that's how that shit works. When you're a white people, you just go to the adoption agency and be like, I want those to wrap them up for me and put them in the car.
One of those and one of those.
Into that one will look good in that polo playing croquet in our backyard later in life as an adolescent. It'll be fine. I'll give him my Valium pills. He'll eventually crash a car into a group of old ladies. He will not serve time in prison for it because that's what happens when you have money. Anyway...
that they didn't wish for, that they earned on their own whiteness.
That's right, on their own merits, and definitely not being a bunch of backstabbing pieces of shit. So, the final scene of this movie.
What happened?
That actually got us out of our seats cheering and yelling.
Because you see Charles.
Like, overlooking them. Because remember, they're neighbors. And so they're waiting on their porch, seeing all the little girls. And even it's like, oh, I'll be right in, Mom. Just to make, to really send it home that, they're a happy family now.
Yep.
That's right.
Who do we see on the porch?
Charles, Esther, and Sam. And the camera trucks to the side, and it goes past a beam, and Sam and Charles are gone, leaving only Esther.
Yep, because they were angels.
They were definitely angels.
We started screaming and cheering because we saw them all on the porch, and we're like, oh my God, have them fade out. Have them fade out. Oh my God, please have them fade out.
But the movie couldn't afford to have them actually fade out, so they just weren't there.
We had to cut. We had to go have them go by that pillar.
And they're like, okay, now go away.
Run off the porch. Run off the porch.
So that's it. That's, what the hell is this movie called again?
The Lamp.
Just Believe.
So, Racquel, would you recommend this movie? Is it obscure? Because we totally just fucking we just picked a movie out of a hat because we needed to do something. That's fine, man. Racquel.
No, there's supposed to be 3 questions, right?
Did you enjoy it?
Did I enjoy it?
Would you recommend it?
Yeah.
Do you think it, we can probably skip the obscure part this time.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Did I enjoy it? Yeah. I hate to say it, but I loved watching it. Honestly, when we watched Dracula vs. Frankenstein last week, I was on my phone, bored for at least half that movie. This movie actually had me on the edge of my seat yelling at the end because we were like, are they going to do the thing that we know that they're going to do? Yes! I fucking hate to admit it, but I love this movie. Not for any of the reasons that, the people that wrote this, because I'm sure this was, their passion project, and they're very proud of this. This is definitely, a movie that someone's very religious grandmother gave to them.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And it's is this movie good? No, God, this is awful. This is shit. This is a whole level of shit. But God, I loved watching it so much. It was just here's the thing. If I was watching this by myself, I'm sure it would not have been as entertaining at all. Watch this movie with some friends and just fucking riff on it the whole time is a good time. Okay, would I recommend it? Well, I guess that kind of answers that question, yes. Is it obscure? Actually, I'd say kind of because this isn't even a B movie, dude. This is a D. This is someone's student project.
This is a G movie, forgot.
Yeah. It's a G movie. It's rated. This movie is rated WWJD.
Yeah. I was going to say this movie's rated DD/LG.
Oh, God, it actually, you know what?
A little bit. Brandon?
I would recommend it just for a bad movie night, but if you're looking for a movie to watch by yourself and have a nice day, don't do that.
No.
Don't do what I did with Birdemic and watch it alone.
Oh, that's rough.
Because that really makes you think about your life. And don't It was fun. It was bad. It's awful. But if you have some friends, like Racquel said, if you have some people you can laugh at it with, and and it's obscure because it sucks.
I'm in agreement with both of you. I hate to admit that I super enjoyed watching this movie, but my enjoyment is entirely based off the fact that I watched it with you two.
Yeah.
And we had a blast watching it. I would recommend it, but only with friends, just like Brandon and Racquel said. It's a fucking terrible movie. It's obscure because it sucks. It's obscure because it's not good.
No.
It's rated DDLG.
What does that stand for again?
Shut up.
The thing is that there are,
little girl.
I am positive, at least 1,000 other movies that are just like this.
Yeah.
And if this podcast
Just like
continues,
this.
we're going to watch at least 24 more.
It is literally like, someone, I think I said it earlier, it was like a Mad Lib of a movie. Like someone just took a fucking outline of like what happens in a movie, and then you just kind of like changed the names of
Did you say
it.
movie?
Movie. Outline of what happens in a movie.
In a movie.
In a movie.
That's what cow boobies are called.
Movie. Oh my god. All right, we're wrapping this up. Okay. All right, well, that does it for another episode of the Real Obscure Podcast. I'm Anthony Trevino, and you can find me on mostly Instagram at AnthonyT697, or you can follow the Real Obscure Podcast.
I'm Brandon Talking Pie Freeze, and I'm sorry.
I'm Racquel, and I'm your little girl for the night.
Oh my god, why did you do that?